We now have a conclusion as to why President Obama won the election. After analysis, it turns out it's because of the Young Turks. Why? Well, obviously our audience is largely younger, right? And among the shows, especially the news shows that appeal to younger audiences, we are clearly by far and away number one. Not a big deal. It's just what it is. So let's take a look at young voters and see how which direction they went. Well, they went 60-36 in favor of President Obama. So obviously that's overwhelming. Sad day for Romney. We cost him the election. Now, but it's interesting because younger voters did not vote for President Obama as much as they did in 2008, as far as percentages are concerned. Back in 2008, it was 66% of younger voters under 30 that voted for him. Now it's only 60%. Why? Because they've been watching the Young Turks, obviously, and they saw, hey, you know what? Obama didn't keep a lot of his promises. So a lot of them got disgruntled. Now, obviously, Romney wasn't a very good choice, so 60% voted for Obama anyway. But here's an interesting part. There was actually more younger voters this time than there was in 2008. So in fact, it wound up making an enormous difference, in fact, a determinative difference in the election anyway. This time, 19% of the electorate was younger voters. Why? They're more politically engaged because they watched the Young Turks, obviously. And in 2008, it was only 18%. So now to give you a sense of how important that is, if younger voters didn't vote at all, and only voters were above the age of 30, who would have won the election? Mitt Romney. He would have won 50-48. And in Florida, Ohio, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, obviously critical swing states, it would have swung in the other direction. Mitt Romney would have been president. So, President Obama, you're welcome. But could you actually do what our audience asked you to do? Could you at least give it a thought as to why they voted for you and why they might vote for Democrats or not vote for Democrats in the future? So next time, you name the issue, whether it's civil liberties, whether it's jobs, whether it's helping people with student debt or homes that are underwater, etc., or it's issues like marijuana legalization. Could you not laugh so much? Remember the first time he was asked about legalizing pot? He was like, let's come on. It was the number one question. He was doing a town hall where he would take questions from the audience based on the rankings. The number one question was about pot, and he finally got to it near the end, and he laughed about it. I'm not going to do that. Well, that's why you partly lost some of your younger voters, but in the end, you couldn't have won it without them. So Democratic Party, maybe you should put a couple of thoughts behind actually trying to listen to them. And by the way, younger voters care more about civil liberties than older voters as well. They care a lot more about the government spying in on them, big government intruding into their lives on a host of different issues.